Hi, here are a few jobs I'll be doing this September. The first job is clearing this bed. You can see the old courgettes here. Got a bit mildewy now, which they always do at this time of year. And they've finished, so they can go. And also clearing these obelisks of beans. We've done really well with our beans. These are Cobra. We've just got a couple of little obelisks here. And yet we've had so many beans from them. So we'll clear all this and then we'll get this planted up with salads for the winter, and that will keep coming just outside the kitchen and keep us fed during the winter. In the greenhouse I'll be picking the last of the cucumbers. You can see these have also got powdery mildew, but that's just the time of year. But there's still some nice cucumbers on there. Got a few to pick, and also lots of chilies. Chili peppers are coming along, not reddening yet. Well, yeah, they're just starting with a few of them, not quite ripe, but we can use some of them green, and the others we'll pick once they ripen. I'll also be picking apples. They've gone mad this year. We've had such a big crop, too big a crop really. I should have thinned them and never got round to it. So now we've got thousands of quite small apples, but they're still very nice. This one's Red Falstaff, and we've been eating them for several weeks now. Another thing is to finish cutting the hedges. Got an awful lot of hedge in this garden, and it's very high and very wide. So we'll be gradually doing that over the next few weeks. You can see we've made a start. And finally I'll be picking tomatoes. Again, we've had a big crop this year. All sorts of varieties. We've got some black ones over here, which are called Black Moon. All sorts of others, and a rather enormous one here called Paul Robeson, which never grown before, but it's quite a truss of fruit, isn't it? But I enjoy trying that one.
I'm going to sow some mooli radish today. This is a daikon, Japanese daikon radish. Produces these long white roots. I'm going to sow them in polytunnel. It's good. You can sow these sort of end of the summer, early autumn. If you're sowing outside, you probably want to put some cloches over them. But they produce these white roots that you can then grate and put into stir fries, or maybe even in the salad. So that's what I'm going to have a go. I've never actually tried them before, so this is a first for me. So they're quite decent sized seeds. Well, you can see that on there. And literally, I sow them like, well, I've made a little trench and I've filled it with some water, let some water soak through, and then I'm going to sow them about an inch apart. But actually, you then thin them. Once they come through, you will thin them out to about sort of 15 centimeters, 6 inches apart, because they're quite decent sized plants. But I like to sow a few more extras in case some don't come through. And they should take maybe 7 to 14 days to come through. And then thin them out, and then harvest them after a few weeks. I'm not sure whether they're as quick as the other little red radish to grow. Yeah, they're slower. But we'll see. So that is sowing some daikon radish. We'll see how they go.
So it's early September. It's getting a bit cooler. It started off quite sunny. Now it's gone quite grey, maybe a little bit showery. So I'm just going to show you a few things that are happening in my little plot. So this is my one courgette plant. I know from past experience, growing more than one plant means that you have too many courgettes. And this one has been really prolific. I've probably picked courgettes every other day. Oh, look at that one down there. That's escape noticed. I like this. Look at that. Well, it's bigger than what I normally pick. But you can see how quickly they grow. Didn't even see that yesterday. And if you look away, before long you've got a big fat marrow. So I love courgettes. on. Very prolific, that one. Might pick that one up later. What's just a rosemary bush that grows and grows and grows. I do prune it from time to time, but it pretty much looks after itself. This year I've been growing some tomatoes outside. I usually grow them in the polytunnel, but I had some plants over, so I thought, well, let's try them outside this year. And June was really lovely. Then it was July, which was really wet, and now we're somewhere in between in September. These are indigo rose, and they are rock hard. What I'm waiting for is for the bombs to develop a little red tinge, and once they do that, they should be approaching maturity. I'm just hoping that I don't really have time with them. Let's see if I can get a shot of them there with the sun shining on them. There you go. They look great, but you know, could do with them maturing a bit faster. Moving on a bit, this is strawberry patch, and I think these strawberries might be their last year, just gone. So I've been putting these little runners into pots, pinning them down, and there's a new plant forming, and I'll cut that stem off later, and those plants will then become individual plants on their own. That's moving into polytunnel. This is the tomatoes have been really slow this year, really slow. It's probably that kind of dull July that did it, but now they're coming on thick and fast. This is Aroma. There we go. That's a nice little drum shape. And I've got some Tigrella. These have got lovely little flecks of orange on them, a few stripes, and they're really just nice and ready now. A few sun golds, very popular with a lot of people. Just chased one. Off. Very sweet. Gorgeous. Some more there. And what we've got here, more Tigrella. What has been really good this year are the cucumbers. These are sort of a snack variety, typical party time, but they have been so prolific. Amazing. In fact, coming too thick and fast. We'll have to start giving some away. And just coming outside in a bit, runner beans. They've done really well this year. Had absolutely loads of them. Now, I've got more flowers. There's a few more to pick. Try and pick them when they're tender, because you know, they can be a bit tough if you leave them too long. So yeah, they've done really well. I mean, they had a kind of bit slow in June when it was so hot, and then all that rain in July, and I went berserk. And they're great. So that's just a few of the highlights of my plot, and there you go.